So I have an old concrete wash tub that I am going to repurpose. This thing's set in my basement, and I redid one half of my basement so that this was not needed over there anymore. And I am now moved it over into a room that I'm going to use it to create a workbench. My goal here is to get the top, to put hinges on the back so I can still use the tub part for storage. As you can see, I've got a bunch of junk in there right now. So I went to the Restore and I bought this countertop that fits perfectly where I want it. And then when I brought it home, I took my circular saw and ripped it so that I'll be able to hinge it in the back, lift it each side up to get into each tub side, and use it. Next, I got an old 2x4. With this old 2x4, I'm using it to create a bracket system to hang on the back so that I can attach the hinges to it. This bracket system here is just for some support on the back side. This will hang over the top and into the tub, and then that way I will have something to connect the hinges to. Now you could also anchor it to the wall if you so chose to do something like that. This is my bracket system in place with the 2x4. You can see here it is quite steady. It's not going anywhere, so that when I put my hinges on each side of my top, I'll be able to lift each side. I have the space here then for that raised edge that's on the countertop, so that I can get the each side up at about the 90-degree point. And with this being steady like this, it'll all hold in place. I will be using old door hinges. That's the way I can easily pop a hinge out if I need to totally remove it or keep it back on. These are nice and heavy duty. They're reused and repurposed now as well. All right, that's the first hinge installed. I did have to put a little spacer block underneath it because otherwise the screws are too long. They would have gone through the top. I didn't want that. So anyways, next is to get the others installed and then install it onto the backboard. All right, the back hinges are attached. Now let's see if this thing works. Ah, beautiful. I can access all my junk. And put the top back down. Rinse and repeat on the other side. So now it is all done. Let's test it. Perfect. And it stays up by itself. Exactly what I want it to do. And right back down again. So, $15 for the tabletop from the Restore. My aluminum brackets there, and then the steel brackets that were on the bottom of the other side. Total of about 10 to 12 bucks at Ace. The hinges and all were reused from old houses that I've had. And so was some of the 2x4s were reused as well. So all in, not very much money. And I have a beautiful repurposed tub that is now also a workbench.